All right, in this video, we're going to go over the pretrial diversion program for drug cases in Etowah County. So what is the pretrial diversion program? Is an opportunity if you plead guilty, the court will take your guilty plea and set it to the side, and upon completion of a program, your case will be dismissed. So at the final, it will show that you were charged with a crime, for instance, possession of controlled substance or possession of marijuana first, and that the case was later dismissed. Okay, so let's go into the details of what it is and what it entails. So first, in order to get into the pretrial diversion program, you first have to plead guilty. And so this form here is the guilty plea form. It'll show your name, and then it'll show what you're charged with, and it'll show here, based on your guidelines, if you've gotten your guidelines, if you were to go to trial and be found guilty, what would happen, whether it's prison or non-prison, and then amount of months. And it also shows if you're actually found guilty. Again, this pretrial diversion program, if you complete it, you're not actually found guilty. Okay, if you're actually found guilty, if you fail the program, here it'll be checked that you will have a $2,000 fine. Here it'll show that you have to do CRO, which this program is going to require you to do CRO anyway. So if you fail, you're still going to have to do CRO. And then here, drug possession, there's another $100 fine. Okay. Here you're going to have the rights that you're giving up by pleading guilty. That you have a right to trial, you have a right to cross-examine witnesses, you have a right to plead not guilty by mental disease or defect. You can subpoena people to court. You don't have to testify. You can choose to testify. If you don't testify, it can't be used against you. If you're not a United States citizen, your guilty plea could be used and have adverse immigration consequences. That's what that says here. And then down here, you would sign acknowledging you're pleading guilty. So this is how they have you. You can't here plead guilty, and then once you get in the program, decide it's not for you, and then request a trial. It's too late. You will have signed a guilty plea. Next is the plea agreement here. The plea agreement will list out what your sentence is right here if you fail to complete the program. Okay, it'll say 24 months suspended, 24 months supervised probation. So if you fail the program, this is your plea agreement, what your sentence will actually be. Again, at that point, you will be a felon. And then if there are any other cases already being dismissed, it'll say null pros right down here, which cases are being null prossed. And then you would sign here under defendant. Next, we're going to go over the actual pretrial form. This is the actual pretrial form. You acknowledge here you're over 18. You acknowledge here that you don't have any prior felonies or significant history of priors. That's what it says. You understand that while in this program, you're waiving your search and seizure rights. Here, you're acknowledging that you committed the offense. Here, you acknowledge under I that you are not going to trial. Under J, you understand that you are going to have to pay court costs, such as if there's subpoena fees, there'll be bail bond fees, attorney fees. If I've been appointed, my attorney fees will be a part of your diversion program. Jail fees, any court costs will be a part of what you have to pay before the case is dismissed. On a drug case, normally there's going to be $250 in restitution to the DA's office and $125 to the Etowah County Drug Enforcement Unit. So here it'll list out your name, and you'll be in the program between 6 to 12 months, depending upon what the DA is willing to do. And this is what the program entails. That you cannot possess a firearm during this period of time. You've got to keep a job. You've got to pay your child support. You are giving up your right to a trial. Here, number 8, you will submit to breath, saliva, or urinalysis for alcohol, illegal drugs, and report to Etowah County Court Referral. So you will go to here, Etowah County Court Referral, here, it's across the street from my office. You'll call that number and get started. You'll have to complete that. Again, you're going to have to pay court costs, fines, restitutions. And then you'll pay Etowah County Court referral supervision fees, drug testing fees, and an initial valuation fee. You'll contact them about that cost. And generally, your pretrial enrollment fee will be $900. And you'll go down to the Etowah County District Attorney's Office to get that paid. They will generally work a payment plan with you. And then here, your charges will be dismissed upon completion. So what does it entail? Number one, you plead guilty. Number two, you've got to complete court referral. Number three, you pay money. And sometimes you'll have review hearings that you have to show up to make sure you're doing the things you're supposed to be doing. If you complete the program, then your case will be dismissed.